If you've ever watched a toddler meticulously line up their toy cars or insist that the blue blocks stay strictly away from the green ones, you're witnessing a biological drive. They naturally seek order. But to actually make sense of the chaotic world around them, they need us to provide the tools to categorize it. By the end of this exercise, that natural drive will be channeled into a specific, tangible result. Your child will be able to take a random pile of household objects and independently build a perfectly organized color sorting mat. To get there, we look to Dr. Maria Montessori. Over a century ago, this Italian physician and educator developed a systematic method of teaching based entirely on observing how children naturally process information. In her very first classrooms, known as children's houses, she designed specific materials to help children isolate and master single concepts. Today, we're going to take one of her foundational techniques out of the 1907 classroom and adapt it right into your kitchen. The framework we'll use is a Montessori staple, the 3-period lesson. It's a precise 3-step method for introducing any new vocabulary or concept. Before we begin, you need a clear workspace and 4 distinct solid-colored items. Let's use a red tomato, a yellow banana, some green broccoli, and a blue toy whale. We use isolated, single-colored items instead of patterned or multicolored toys, so the child knows exactly what attribute we are focusing on. This prevents cognitive overload and builds a clear, stable foundation for future categorization. Step 1 is period 1, naming. This is the absorbent stage, where the child is simply taking in the new information. Clear everything else away and place just the tomato on the table. You want their complete, undivided visual focus on this single object. Now, as you introduce it, there is a specific phrasing you need to use. Instead of saying, "Look at the red tomato," a Stanford University study found that toddlers learn significantly faster when you state the object before the color. This diagram shows why. Young children process language sequentially. When the color arrives first, they have nowhere to attach the abstract concept, and the connection breaks. But stating the noun first, saying, "This tomato is red," creates a solid anchor, locking the color into place. Repeat this phrasing. "This banana is yellow. This broccoli is green. This whale is blue." Color is a highly abstract, relative concept. By simply reversing your sentence structure, you give their developing brain a logical sequence that drastically accelerates their ability to grasp it. Once the items are named, we move to period 2, recognition. This is the classification stage, driven by a simple prompt, "Show me." Bring all 4 items back out and mix them together on the table. Then ask your child to point to the colors. "Show me green." "Show me blue." If you ask for red and they point to the yellow banana, do not say no. Just gracefully revert back to period 1. Pick up the tomato, gently remind them, "This tomato is red," and then continue. Period 2 should be the longest phase of the lesson. They are testing their own understanding, and giving them time to practice here builds their confidence without the pressure of a formal quiz. The final step is period 3, recall. This is the retrieval stage, where you point to an object and ask, "What is this?" There is a strict rule here. Only ask the child to name the color if you are 100% certain they know the answer and will be excited to shout it out. Moving systematically from passive absorption to active recall ensures that the memory is solidified. The child feels successful at every step, avoiding frustration and performance anxiety entirely. Now we transition from a static tabletop exercise into dynamic whole-body application. We do this through a color hunt. The objective is straightforward. Your child needs to search the house to find one new, matching object for each of the 4 established colors. This stage encourages high energy and physical movement. They are actively scanning their environment, applying the cognitive labels they just practiced to the broader world. You can pre-stage the right items in plain sight to ensure they succeed, resulting in a solid haul: a red apple, a yellow rubber duck, a green leaf, and a blue toy car. Pairing gross motor movement with a specific cognitive task takes the vocabulary out of the abstract and immediately cements it into a tangible, real-world context. Finally, we bring the chaos of those gathered items back to the table to create the sorting grid. This generated image shows the ideal setup. Place 4 simple index cards across the top of the playmat, acting as column headers for red, yellow, green, and blue. The child's final task is to take their original 4 items, plus the 4 they just hunted down, and independently group them vertically under the correct category cards. When they finish, you'll see the visual proof of their mastery, a clean 8-item grid perfectly categorized by color. Once they master the space set, you scale the difficulty. Keep the same setup, but swap in secondary colors, having them sort items that are orange, purple, or pink. This process gives the toddler a reliable system for processing information. By completing the sorting grid, they demonstrate their ability to independently impose order and logic onto their physical environment.